Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripatikaacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Anuga ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Guru Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. First part. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Canto 10, Chapter 9. Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Text 16. Yada sittadapi nyunam tenan yadapi sandhate tadapi dvi angulam nyunam yadyat adatta bandhanam. This new rope also was short by a measurement of 2 fingers. And when another rope was joined to it, it was still 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed. Their shortness could not be overcome. Text 17. Evam swageha damani Yashoda sandhatyatyapi gopinam susmayantinam smayanti vismita bhavat. Thus Mother Yashoda joined whatever ropes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, although laboring in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder. Actually, this incident was wonderful because Krishna was only a child with small hands. To bind him should have required only a rope not more than 2 feet long. All the ropes in the house combined together might have been hundreds of feet long. But still he was impossible to bind, for all the ropes together were still too short. Naturally, Mother Yashoda and her gopi friends thought, how is this possible? Seeing this funny affair, all of them were smiling. The first rope was short by a measurement the width of 2 fingers, and after the second rope was added, it was still 2 fingers too short. If the shortness of all the ropes were added together, it must be amounted to width of hundreds of fingers. Certainly this was astonishing. This was another exhibition of Krishna's inconceivable potency to his mother and his mother's friends. Swamatuh svinnagatraya visrashtakkavarasrajah drishva parishramam Krishna kripaya sit svabandhane. Please repeat. Swamatuh svinnagatraya visrashtakkavarasrajah Drishtva parishramam Krishna kripaya sit svabandhane. Swamatuh svinnagatraya visrastakkavarasrajah Drishtva parishramam Krishna kripaya sit svabandhane. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. Purport: when Mother Yashoda and the other ladies finally saw that Krishna, although decorated with many bangles and other jeweled ornaments, could not be bound with all the ropes available in the house, they decided that Krishna was so fortunate that he could not be bound by any material condition. Thus they gave up the idea of binding him. But in competition between Krishna and his devotee, Krishna sometimes agrees to be defeated. Thus Krishna's internal energy, Yogamaya, was brought to work, and Krishna agreed to be bound by Mother Yashoda. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are reading how Mother Yashoda is bewildered by Krishna's energies and play. That is mentioned that she got so many different ropes to tie Krishna. First she took the rope from her hair and she tried to tie. It became short. Then that is easy, so she tried, attached another and tried. Again it was short, so she was shocked. How is this possible? So she asked her other servants to go get rope, and they all got ropes. And she tied everything together and again tied Krishna and became short by 2 fingers. She was obviously very surprised. How this small tummy can actually cover up so many ropes together. And then all the ladies there started smiling. And they said, Yashoda, just give up, just leave him alone. This is not working well for you. So she said, no, I'm going to tie him up today. I'm determined to tie him up today. So they were all laughing. They were standing and laughing with all the ropes on them hem, and it seems 150 hastas of rope were tied. One hasta means one hand. Like this, 150 hastas of rope were bought. When she put it around, it became 2 fingers short. So Krishna was just standing there like that. He's just looking as a small boy. He was only a small boy. And he was standing there and watching. What was happening is that Krishna's amazing potencies were working. The Krishna only has to desire something, the rest will be done by his potencies. Krishna has desired that, no, I will not get bound. Just want to play around. So he has decided that. So it is mentioned that Parashaya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shuyate. Many different energies of the Lord come to play. So his Vibhuti Shakti, his greatness, showing his greatness, although he's very small standing there with a peacock feather and then with this thing and a flute in his this thing. And all his friends are all watching. Because the hero is in great danger, their hero. So they're all very anxiously discussing what will happen next. And they don't want to go near Mother Yashoda because she's very angry. Normally, they're all like sons of... so they play around. But now they don't want to do it because she's very angry. And she's busy tying up Krishna. But Krishna decided not to get bound. Because he is a supreme personality of Godhead. So he is watching, seeing his mother. How his mother is trying so hard to punish him. You must know that Krishna is getting punished. And his mother is getting angry and punishing him. And Krishna is watching and taking that punishment. So he is enjoying rasa. His mother is filled with prema for her son. Just now she was churning the butter and thinking about Krishna, singing about Krishna. And now, in this condition, he's very angry. So all sorts of things in this. She was very angry, and therefore, get some water, please. Therefore, she is very angry, and Krishna is coolly watching. So, in this situation, his Vibhuti Shakti and Satya Sankalpa Shakti, mentioned by the Acharyas. Satya Sankalpa means whatever he says, he will do. He will carry out his words. So, his greatness is also made possible by his Shakti. So, they are both operating. They don't have to ask Krishna. If Krishna's desire, it will operate. So, in this shloka is very key shloka. He's watching his mother. She's sweating. Swamatuhu Svinnagatraya. Matu means mother. Svinnagatraya means that she is sweating all over because of laboring. Svinnagatraya. Visrashta Kabarasraja. All the flowers from her hair are also fallen down. She is laboring so much that all the flowers have fallen down. Visrashtakava is watching this form of his mother. Drishtva Parishramam Krishna. Parishramam, oh, she's trying so hard. Krishna is watching that my mother is really trying hard to tie me up. But you cannot tie me up. I am the Supreme Absolute Truth. So this is his Vibhuti Shakti. You can't tie up the Supreme Brahman. Parabrahman cannot be tied up by just a rope. That is Vibhuti Shakti. Satya Sankalpa Shakti is, I don't want to get bound. I don't want to get bound, that's all. So it does not happen. And she is trying, very much sweating. And seeing that his mother is really struggling. Drishtva Parishram Krishna Kripaya Sit. You want to show mercy to her. Kripa. Kripaya Sit Swabhandane. Okay, I'll get tired. After all, my mother only know. out of love for me, she is doing this. So he decides to get bound. So this is Sukadeva Goswami telling, very intricately explaining. Still, you will see that when Krishna agrees, I will be tied, then only Mother Yashoda is able to tie. And the acharyas are mentioning that Kripayasit Swabhandane. Kripa, Krishna's mercy, when he decides to give it, all other energies will stop functioning. Krishna's mercy is superior to everything else. Because he has decided to give mercy to his mother, every other energy withdraws. And he gets bound up. Because his mother is still wondering, what, his waist is so much, every day I'm holding it and tying his dhoti, and I know his waist very well. Why this happened like this? That's so much, this thing, and it is not getting bound. She is also but a simple woman, so that's okay. She's not worried about that like that. But she is very surprised. But then her son is always doing surprising things, amazing things. So she is, accommodating it. So you should actually see at that moment what is happening. Because Balaram also was not there. Balaram had gone to see, along with his mother Rohini, he went to see Upananda, Nanda Maharaj's elder brother. It's a special invitation, so he had gone. So this Leela is happening without Balarama. And Krishna is putting his mother to the test. First he has stolen butter. Then he has made her run here and there, and then she has caught hold of him. He has fed the butter to the monkeys, he has broken the pot, he has made a mess at home. And then she has caught him red-handed. So you are the person doing everything that people are saying. It's confirmed now. Because you're doing it in my house itself. So it is true, because so many complaints will come. He did that, he did this, he spoiled this here, he urinated in some place, told all the boys to urinate. In some place he broke the pots, he made a mess and fed to the monkeys. In another place he bound up the lady to the pillar, and then they all left laughing. They did all sorts of mischief. So all this she is hearing, but when she looks at the son, she's always thinking that she didn't do like that. It's my son. Because her affection always overcomes the complaints. But now she's actually seeing that he is capable of doing these type of things. In my house itself he is doing it. Not afraid of me. I'll show you. So that's God must discipline you. Otherwise you'll grow up like this. It's out of affection. She's angry and she is punishing him. There also is, with his Shakti, he is playing with her. I'll not get bound. What will you do? Let's see how you get angry. I want to watch you getting angry in love of me. So he enjoys all these rasa. Krodha rasa, virya rasa, adbhuta rasa, hasya rasa. All these subsidiary rasas. Also he is enjoying. This is what's happening there. It's not just small boy standing there. If you know the real thing which Sukadeva Goswami is explaining deeply, why he's explaining like this? There's a meaning behind it. So he's not just a small boy. He is the Parabrahman, Supreme Absolute Truth. And he is reciprocating with his very dear devotee, Yashoda. Why Sukadeva Goswami is explaining this? Is so deeply because he has asked a question, Parikshit Maharaj. In the first day we dealt with that. Parikshit Maharaj has asked a question, how is possible that Drona and Dhara did austerities and they got the Supreme Lord as the son? It's not because of. How is it possible? That Brahma gave them a boon and they did that and Krishna came as a son. I'm sure there is something more to it than just Drona and Dhara did austerities. Many people do austerities. It's not because of that. So Sukadeva Goswami got very excited. Now you are really asking the question. So he's telling, what is really happening there? is that Yashoda and Nanda are eternally enjoying this Vatsalya Rasa with Krishna. They are eternally his parents. And Drona and Dara is just a very small amsha of Yashoda, it's the other way around. Very small amsha of this thing for certain other Leelas in the material world. And for the people who want to think like that, that Leela is happening. That we did austerities and we got Krishna as a son. But they are giants of devotees whom Krishna relates with like this. They are not ordinary Drona and Dara doing austerities. Krishna is stuck with them for good, forever. Because they are so deeply having this great bhakti in these heights of rasa. So Krishna is agreeing to be bound. This is a very important thing. If Krishna does not agree, it does not happen. Even in the spiritual world, even amongst devotees, it goes as per his desire. He is a supreme person and he has supreme desire. And Yashoda now watching his mother, Drishtva Parishramam Krishna Kripaya Asit Svabhandane, decides to get bound, then only it is possible. Most of the devotional service, anything that we do, it is because Krishna has desired so. It can never happen if Krishna has not desired. And in between you will go through that, this and so many things. Like Yashoda went through a lot of anxiety. Right from the time that she fed him breast milk and she put him down, from then onwards has been anxiety throughout for her till now. So it is not that in the spiritual world we don't go through anxiety. Anxiety-free life is a myth. Why should you be anxiety-free? For what? And your mind will do something else nonsense. If you are not engaged in Krishna's service, you will be filled with anxiety to get your material gratification and sense desire that you have fulfilled. So you'll be running around with a lot of anxiety. But if you are a pure devotee, you have anxiety for Krishna. The whole thing is 180 degrees different. The anxiety of Yashoda Mai is 180 degrees different from the anxiety of any ordinary mother who is running behind her child. It is stupid to think that this and that are same. They are not the same. They may look the same, but the internal makeup of it is so different, so high. So we should never compare this with that in the mundane world and what's happening there. In this way, she's, desiring, he is desiring and it is happening. So then now Shukadeva Goswami is saying, this is what I want to tell you. Evam sandarshita hi anga harina pratyavashyata svavashena pi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vashe. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this pastime. Because this is the question of Parikshit. What is really happening here is Krishna wants to come under the control of Yashoda and enjoy her shelter of bhakti in this as she is a parent. It is not that the Lord doesn't have a desire. He is apta kama. He is self-satisfied. All his desires are already satisfied. But still, he desires to get fed by his mother. He desires to eat the butter. Right? He is in many ways qualified as a supreme absolute truth, his transcendental qualities. But when he relates with his devotees, you will see that he is wanting in something. He is lacking something and he is asking for it. But that is the Leela of the Lord. That is the meaning of Leela. It is not an ordinary activity because he basically does not require anything. He is self-satisfied. So he is desiring to do this pastime, is desiring to enjoy the rasa, and therefore the devotee is appropriately filling up and doing the needful. Why? Savachena harina britya vashyata. Britya means devotee, servant. Vashyata means coming under the control. Coming under the control of his devotee means what? The master coming under the control of the servant, which is opposite to what it's supposed to be. We learn in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the supreme master. He is the supreme Bhagavan, and we are his part and parcel. We are subordinate to him. It is told, Krishna himself is saying that. Maya dakshena prakriti, I control you through material nature. Mamaivam sa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Everybody is my part and parcel. There is no truth above me. Everything comes from me. All these things he has mentioned to make you understand clearly. That is the philosophy and theology and understanding. But here, that's why Shukadeva Maharaj is so excited to say that, the opposite is happening here. The opposite is happening. What is it? Krishna is surrendering to his devotee. Kripayasit swabhandhane means he has to allow it to happen. This is the other way around it normally works. Unless he says so, it will not be opposite. And Krishna desires that. So what is happening? Master is coming under the control of the servant. Master is coming under the control of the servant. Krishna is coming under the control of Yashoda. That is why it is so wonderful, this pastime. He is putting himself, harina britya vashyata, putting himself under the control of, you must think about it. It's a very amazing thing. Because he is very safe with his mother. His mother will be filled with affection and love for him. And he's giving that pleasure. You see, they say the same thing happens in the material world. Mother wants to control the child. It is different, you'll see. The mother wants to control the child. If the child says, she'll become very worried. You must depend on me. And I must feel that you are depending on me. And I will give you what you want. In this way is my rasa as mother with you. If the child thinks that I don't need it, then she'll feel very bad. She'll feel my child is not relating with me. Dependence and I provide for you. And there is affection, material affection in that. That's the way the material world operates. But as the child grows, after some time, he is not going to depend on the mother. But still the mother will keep control by affection. The son grows and grows. When he gets married also, they will actually exert their influence. So much they'll exert their influence that even nowadays they become psychologically screwed up, that they don't like even the son to spend time with the wife. They'll control that also. This is super control. You belong to me, da. It's for me to enjoy alone, the relationship. Your affection should be directed to me only. Don't put it in your wife. It will become divided. I will get very less. So throw the wife away. Throw the wife away. Be with me. So heavily selfishly oriented. You can see on the other side in the material world how it goes completely out of control. Because it's material world, material Shakti, Maya Shakti. But here Krishna is directly under control. Under full control, he is falling under the control of Yashoda. That is how it is. He is fully, anytime he can exert control. Just like he showed her universal form in the mouth. Fully under control he is doing it. At any time he is never out of control. He is never out of control. So under full control only he is putting himself under the control of Yashoda. Really speaking. But he is happy to do that and he is enjoying this rasa. So as he mentioned here, O Maharaj Parikshit, this pastime of Krishna is very difficult to understand, but devotees can understand it. It is therefore said, Darshayam stat vidam loka atmano bhakta vashyata. The Lord displays the transcendental attribute of coming under the control of his devotees, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Ekopyasau rachayutam jagadanda kotim yachaktir asti jagadanda chaya yadantaha andantarastha paramanu chayantarastam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. By his one plenary portion as Paramatma, the Lord controls innumerable universes with all their demigods, yet he agrees to be controlled by a devotee. In the Upanishads, it is said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can run with more speed than the mind. But here we see that although Krishna wanted to avoid being arrested by his mother, he was finally defeated, and Mother Yashoda captured him. Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahmasevyamanam. Krishna is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. Nonetheless, he steals butter like one who is poverty-stricken. Yamaraj, the controller of all living entities, fears the order of Krishna, yet Krishna is afraid of his mother's stick. These contradictions cannot be understood by one who is not a devotee, but a devotee can understand how powerful is unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. It is so powerful that Krishna can be controlled by an unalloyed devotee. The Bhritya Vashyata does not mean that he is under the control of the servant. Rather, he is under the control of the servant's pure love. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Krishna became the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna ordered him, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratam Sthapya Me Achyuta. My dear Krishna, you have agreed to be my charioteer, to execute my orders, place my chariot between the two armies of soldiers. Krishna immediately executed his order, and therefore one may argue that Krishna also is not independent. But this is one's ajnana, ignorance. Krishna is always fully independent. When he comes subordinate to his devotee, this is a display of Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, the humor of transcendental qualities that increases his transcendental pleasure. Everyone worships Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he sometimes desires to be controlled by someone else. Such a controller can be no one else but a pure devotee. So, Nemam virincho na bhavo nashirapyanga samshraya prasadam lebire gopi yattat prapa vimuktidhat. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead the deliverer from this material world such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. Purport. This is a comparative study between Mother Yashoda and other devotees of the Lord, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ekale Ishwara Krishna Ara Sababhritya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna and all the others are his servants. Krishna has the transcendental quality of Bhritya Vashyata, becoming subordinate to his Bhritya or servant. Now, although everyone is Bhritya and although Krishna has the quality of becoming subordinate to his Bhritya, the position of Mother Yashoda is the greatest. Lord Brahma is Bhritya, servant of Krishna, and he is Adi Kavi, the original creator of this universe. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye. Nonetheless, even he could not obtain such mercy as Mother Yashoda. As for Lord Shiva, he is the topmost Vaishnava, Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhuhu. What to speak of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, the goddess of fortune Lakshmi, is the Lord's constant companion in service. Since she always associates with his body. But even though she could not get such mercy, therefore Maharaja Parikshit was surprised, thinking, what did Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj do in their personal lives by which they got such a great opportunity, the opportunity to be the affectionate father and mother of Krishna? Nayam Sukhapo Bhagavan, that is a question asked by Parikshit. Nanda Kim Akarod Brahman Shreya Eva Mahodayam Yashodaka Mahabhaga Papo Yasya Stanam. So he's asking, what is the great thing that Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda did to become Mahabhagyavans like this? Nanda Kim, Akarot Brahman, Shreya Eva Mahodayam, Yashodaka Mahabhaga. What is the great thing they did for this kid? Mahabhagyam. Great fortune they got for becoming the father and mother of Krishna. That is the question of Parikshit. That is why Shukadeva Goswami is explaining very technically, not simply story. The story is very nice that he stole butter, broke the pot and went and all that. But the real thing is that what is the great fortune of this lady called Yashoda? Nemam virincho na bhavo na shirapi anga samshaya. Neither Lakshmi, this is a statement from the Bhagavatam is mentioned, Lakshmi also did not get so much mercy like Yashoda. It's very difficult to understand. Only Bhagavatam can explain this to you. If you say this in the outside, people will say, what are you talking? But there is no Yashoda Sannidhi anywhere in the temples. You won't see it. You won't see it. Right? So it is not necessary that every pure devotee of the Lord will be recognized in this world. Krishna only recognized. And here, this very great secret revealed by Shukadeva Goswami, that neither Shiva nor Brahma nor Lakshmi can compare to the mercy got by Yashoda. A very powerful statement. See, it says, ne imam, na imam, virincha na bhavo. Virincha means Brahma, bhava means Shiva. Na shrir, Lakshmi, api anga samshaya. Although, api means although she is sitting on the chest of the Lord, she did not get that mercy like Yashoda. This is the point. Prasadam lebire gopi. This gopi called Yashoda, the type of mercy she got, yattat prapa vimuktidat. Vimuktidat is explained. Vimuktidat means pure devotion. Pure devotion. This lady Yashoda is very prominent, very powerful. Very powerful. And Krishna is reciprocating with her powerful bhakti. So the mercy she got, nobody got. Although Krishna was there to see Brahma, although Krishna was there to see Shiva, although he helped them in many different ways, what he gave to Yashoda, he did not give to Brahma, Vishnu, he did not give to Brahma, Shiva and Lakshmi also. This is the greatness of Yashoda. You can see that here. This is comparative study between Mother Yashoda and other devotees. Now, although everyone is Bhritya and subordinate to his, although everyone is Bhritya and although Krishna has the quality of becoming subordinate to his Bhritya, position of Mother Yashoda is the greatest. Okay, we read that. In this verse, there are many negative pronouncements. Na, na, na. When anything is uttered 3 times, do it, do it, do it. One should understand that this is meant to indicate great stress on a fact. In this verse, we find na lebhire, na lebhire, na lebhire. Yet Mother Yashoda is in the supermost exalted position and thus Krishna has become completely subordinate to her. The word Vimuktidat is also significant. There are different types of liberation such as Sayujya, Salokya, Sarupya, Sarshti and Samipya. But Vimukti means special mukti. When after liberation one is situated on the platform of Prema Bhakti, one is said to have achieved Vimukti, special mukti. Therefore the word Na is mentioned. That exalted platform of Prema is described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Prema Pumarto Mahan, and Mother Yashoda naturally acts in such an exalted position in loving affairs. She is therefore a Nitya Siddha devotee, an expansion of Krishna's Hladini potency. His potency to enjoy the eternal bliss through separate to expansions that are special devotees. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibha Vitabhi. Such devotees are not sadhana siddha. So, these statements made by Shukadeva Goswami are very deep, and we must understand the nature of bhakti and how exalted bhakti is and how it attracts Krishna, and how by performing bhakti yoga we are in the safest position. Bhakti yoga is supreme, bhakti is supreme is coming out in this pastime. The 2 fingers short means jnana and karma. You cannot get Krishna through Gyan and through Karma. You can get Krishna only through His approval of your devotion, as He does. Right? All other processes are subservient to the Bhakti process. This is the secret of the Vedic literature. Vedaisya sarve rahameva vedyaha vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. That same person only is performing this pastime. Krishna. The same person only is speaking the Bhagavad Gita. And he's saying, only I understand, only I know. And my pure devotees get to know. Shukadeva Goswami knows. And he's explaining. Parikshit Maharaj wants to know, is qualified to know. And because he's qualified to know, Shukadeva Goswami is explaining. If anybody else, not very qualified, would have asked this question, most probably Shukadeva Goswami would not have answered it. Because Shukadeva Goswami is also constantly testing Parikshit, whether he is on that plane. Which plane is he in? Is he on the plane of fruitive life or jnana or like that? And every time he tests, Parikshit comes out successful. He rejects it. I don't want this. So these are all questions of absolute truth. His questions are also like that. Parikshit Maharaj's questions are also very exciting questions. That's why Shukadeva Goswami is very pleased with him. And he's answering. So, just like you hear in Bhagavad Gita question answer session, here also there is question answer session. Parikshit's wonderful questions are getting wonderful answers from Shukadeva Goswami. That's why devotees study these pastimes very deeply. They can very deeply understand what it means and what Krishna is doing, what he is reciprocating. This way, our bhakti also increases because our value for bhakti increases. We don't think it is simply some ordinary thing. We don't really think it is some ordinary thing. We know what it is. Om Tat Sat. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Any question or comments?
How the family, the parents control their kids. So I just got one interesting question. Like, even sometimes I feel like, the devotees, when we teach Krishna concepts, we also strongly use these scriptures in an authoritative way. And we get students also. And we also start to, guide them in a way that also becomes like a type of control. So I just really compare. Sometimes in the home, the kids become little independent. After that, because of the relationship, mother and father accepts their life. So I seems like the family of this seems to be more independently thoughtful. Whereas I see devotees like sometimes this stereotype dependence. Because we are forced to do. Yes, we will not get the facilities like even eating food, prasadam or deity worship. This we cannot do separately. So I just feel like it is more like a dependence, a stereotype dependence, something like that. Because here the independence is not something appreciated like that. I think. So what is the missing point? What is my misunderstanding?
It is like Achintya Bheda Bheda. Simultaneously yes and no. When devotees are depending, it should not an ordinary material dependence. They are knowledgeably depending. If somebody is fanatically depending, that is, he'll get that type of result. Taking shelter of an authority means you do it knowledgeably. That authority is also knowledgeable. So then that's when mature relationship occurs. Disciple and guru. Not so well informed and not so well read and not so advanced. And the disciple also is like that. Then there is a good chance that there is a material factor involved. that the Guru feels that, you are dependent on me and by my mercy you are functioning. And the disciple also feels very nice, your mercy, and I will completely depend on you. Which means he wants to become irresponsible also. Because everything he will ask, Guru, please tell me, I'm totally dependent on you. And so the Guru will tell him and he will do. Guru thinks that, see, if I tell only, he will do. He's giving me the thrill of telling him and directing him. And he is actually doing another trick. What is it? He will come back and say, you only told, no, I did. I don't take responsibility for what I did. So this way there is a pull and push. You can see that even in our management in ISKCON. One thing in ISKCON you can do is to come, Prabhu, whatever you say I will do. You have to watch very carefully because he wants to do more than what you say actually. He actually wants to do more than what you say because he wants to do independently on his own. This is psychology. They are all under the grips of material nature. So it is material nature that is operating. And the necessary acting, everything he does, whatever is required. So it is up to the person to train that other person. He knows that you are under the grip of this thing and you are not very honest and straightforward about what you are telling. But this is not the way it should be. And he corrects. Like Prabhupada corrected, I told you, Satsurup Maharaj, that he would come for prasadam and he would do some seva and all that. And Prabhupada noticed that he's thinking that, something like, I'm giving him prasadam, so you're doing some seva. So Prabhupada one day, he closed the door on Satsurup Maharaj. Before that he told him, don't think this is a mechanical thing that you are doing something for me and I'm giving you prasadam. This is, you love me, I love you. He told like this. Satsurup Maharaj and closed the door. And it hit him very much. What is he saying this? He is instructing him as a guru. It is not that I am dependent on you and your seva. And that's why I am giving you prasadam. No, I am giving you prasadam because you must eat prasadam and become devotee. And you must do seva for that. These are not connected. I am showing my love for you. And you must similarly reciprocate with love, not just some mechanical arrangement. He told this at that time, before the society is founded. He's instructing. This is the real meaning of Guru. And in another place, I told you that, I tell you about these two devotees who are always traveling with Prabhupada everywhere. Whichever flight Prabhupada takes, they'll also take that flight and go along with the group. Click, in all the photographs, they'll be there. They'll carry 2 bags also. They're buying their own tickets and they're going. Prabhupada is not saying anything. But then others are watching. These two people are enjoying life. No responsibility, nothing, going with Prabhupada. And everybody thinks that, I also want to be like you. Why should I take headache? And Prabhupada notices that these people are conveying this type of message. So when he lands in a particular temple, the temple president comes and tells him, very difficult to manage the temple, the devotees and all of them, they don't listen, this is like that, it's like I'm completely this thing. I want to leave. Then Prabhupada said, what will you do? I'll also travel with you like these two people. So Prabhupada looked at him and said, these two are enjoying the Guru. You are serving the Guru. This is more important. Gave a powerful message. He was waiting for it. I think they were keeping on traveling at the right time. Let them travel, let them have some association also. It's okay, fine. At the right time I will tell you. He told very powerfully, these two are enjoying the Guru. My God, what a statement. Enjoying the Guru. What does it mean? You can enjoy the Guru. I went to association. But you will not do what I tell you to do. I want to be with you. I want to, hang around with you. I want to take a selfie with you. I want to, give you this. I want to do that for you. Because it is no weight on me. It's easy to do. And it is the easiest way to get some recognition for myself. A shortcut. Prabhupada pointed it out. You are staying here, you are struggling, you are carrying out my order. You get more mercy. He made it very clear. He made it very clear. So, coming back to your point, that it depends on how you understand Krishna consciousness. What is your pulse of your understanding? Many people can utilize many facilities of this movement and do many things for themselves. It's up to you. But you can do something for Prabhupada genuinely. And you can take pains. Nobody will understand you, nobody will look at you also. You may be struggling and doing something. It doesn't matter. Krishna is watching because he's in your heart. So ultimately, what is good for your Krishna consciousness? What is genuine? You must do that. You must do that. So if you are an authority, if you are a parent, any of these things, you should know one important thing, that you have to be very open and straightforward about your development in Krishna consciousness. So very easily you can adopt a wrong attitude, and it is quite common because everybody is under the grips of material nature. So if you're not very careful, you'll slip into that type of atmosphere. And you'll be wondering what happened after some time. Right? So it's up to us. That's why Krishna consciousness don't think it is just some normal, ordinary, ritualistic activity. It has got depth. If you want, you can go in that depth. Or you can remain superficial. That's up to each one's choice. I hope that helps. Any other question or comment?
Issues really are through the desire of the Lord or because of his karmas.
All of these have a factor in it. You can't deny. But the most important thing is the bhakti fructifies only by your desire. Coming to bhakti may be because of Krishna, pushing you to inside. But taking up bhakti is because of you, your desire. Right? It is mentioned very nicely. That Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Krishna can bring you right to the opportunity, but you have to accept that. Like the mother can make all arrangements, go to the market, buy all groceries and vegetables, do the cooking laboriously, and do all that. And she makes you sit down, and then she puts the food in your mouth. If you spit it out, the kid spits out, you've seen it? Spit it out. And the mother, no. And then she speaks very nice words, and someone tries to put it inside. Wants to put it inside, it has to go into his stomach. He needs it. So, it depends on the desire of the child to eat or not to eat. You may have labored, isn't it? Similarly, the desire to accept Krishna consciousness, pure bhakti especially, is up to you. Krishna may make many arrangements by your sukriti in the past to make you fortunate again, to put you in a situation where you get it. But if you don't accept it, like many people born in Brahmin families. Brahmin family, if you are born, Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe, that means you are previously a high-class yogi who fell down. You are born in good position. Nice cultured family, Krishna consciousness available. All material situations very nice for you to take up Krishna consciousness. If you reject it again, which is what is very common you can see nowadays, then whose fault is it? Right? So, but devotional service and karma have got nothing to do with each other. Your karma may, in the initial stages, make it difficult for you to perform devotional service sometimes. Or in some cases, it will make it easier to perform devotional service in bad karma. Good karma will sometimes make it difficult for you to perform. Bad karma will make it easy to perform. Ashohitangadi varunamel. You will be forced to do it. Right? So it may stand in the way sometimes. But karma does not decide devotional service. Decided by Krishna. Beyond your karma, everything. You can't stop what Krishna desires. So, the Krishna's mercy is a factor coming through devotees and everything. Your desire is definitely the main factor. Karma is less of a factor in the initial stages. It's got some influence, but not so strong. Karmadi nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham vacham. That karma can be burnt off by bhakti, by pure bhakti. Cannot have an influence. Any other question or comment? Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Something special about this water. Why again it's inside?